Fateful encounter between Vienna art students and an animatic camera has created a style that's lasted a long time, celebrating an anniversary. Joining us now is Ofer Masai and Brett Allen Smith, plus culture correspondent Maya Margui to talk about Lomography. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Very cool, very interesting kind of history. I knew nothing about it, and I love photography. I mean, how much has this discovery of the small camera really created a groundswell of aficionados of this style?
Well, it started.
Being polite.
Yeah, it started. The digital area had started to rise up and up. People stopped using film, and people were looking for a higher quality picture. And now that you have all of this, you actually look for the broken, for the fuzzy, for the not correct, the unusual, yeah, vigneted pictures, whatever.
So basically, with this, tell us kind of how does it work? Like, what do I know it's really popular now in Israel and all over the world. It's a very kind of hip, off the beaten path kind of style, right?
Yeah,
Not supposed to be framed perfectly. And
sure. I mean, what I like about it is that it's analog cameras. So if you've ever worked like either a really simple instant camera, you can use a lomography camera, or if you come from like a professional background, you can use a professional lomography camera. There's kind of something for every kind of consumer. Right. So I had a digital camera, like many people did, that was pretty good. But I kind of got sick of how crisp and perfect it just looked like everyone else's photos, So I think I found this little plastic. It was a Diana Mini. It's about this big, and you put a piece of film in there, but you basically just hit a button and it takes a picture, and it takes on split frame. So it was weird. It was unusual. So then I just kind of explored.
The point is for it to look unusual.
Yeah.
We were talking before, with Maya, that's so interesting is, using film, it's something we don't hear about much anymore, right?
Right. Do you feel like there's a return to analog technologies? Are people more and more interested, not just in film, but I feel like in music as well, the vinyl revival, everyone seems to be going back to these old technologies. Why do you think that is?
You probably see a ton of...
It's boredom out of this crispiness and higher quality that you're seeking first to know how to make this, how to produce this, because when you shoot digitally, or when you even produce music digitally, I venture to say that it's easier.
Yes.
It's easier. This is a better way to actually understand how to shoot photos. You understand exposure, and you actually like the dirt, the
grittiness. I mean, that's the one thing I noticed is it has a real retro kind of flavor with bursts of all these colors. So now, tell us kind of about the initiative now. There's a very special way that photographers like to feature their work.
Well, for the 25th anniversary of Lomography, they're building a Lomo wall, which is comprised out of a lot of small pictures to create some sort of a large mosaic wall. It's very beautiful, and it's all around the world in 196 locations, plus minus simultaneously, so in the same month or plus minus, all around the world. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful project that connects a lot of nations, a lot of people. We hang in Israel, in Tel Aviv. We're going to hang pictures that were shot in Israel, but also we got some from Serbia and from the Congo. So
people are really, really into it everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like when I look at these pictures, it really reminds me of Instagram or social media, because it's very colorful and bright, and there's these, it kind of reminds you of the filters on Instagram. Do you think that this has inspired Instagram, this kind of photography, or the other way around? I don't know.
Yes, for sure. I don't want to get sued, but I think that the first few Instagram filters they're named they're named after Lomography films. Pardon me.
Wow.
Yeah. The X-Bird, the something bird, or the X-Pro, the first Instagram filters are Lomography films.
Do you feel that Instagram and these resources could really do what the real film, the photography of Lomography can deliver?
Of course.
Is it really?
Of
Is as good?
No. Because you didn't do it yourself. You pressed the button.
Exactly. That's what. Right. So no one can make it as good as the real thing, right?
Because you did it.
Well, one thing that's cool about Instagram and the culture of Instagram is that people kind of learned how to appreciate contrast and things professionally that they didn't know before. But I think that like when you really know that photography is light, you can't really learn that with a digital camera. So you see exactly what you get.
Right,
but
you gotta work with the light that you have.
Yeah, and when you use a film camera, you don't know what you have until you develop it, and you
Right.
can also develop it, 20 different ways and get something different every time. So I think that's why, like,
Makes it less boring.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
You
can
don't
shoot
know
a
what you're
roll-
gonna get.
Yeah, you can shoot a roll of like 35 terrible pictures, but then get one awesome accident that you never would have taken before.
Right.
And that's kind of worth the whole $10 you spend on developing.
Wow, interesting.
So
Well,
do you
thank
feel like you embrace the imperfections that you get from
totally.
images?
Absolutely. I mean, there are some Lomo cameras that they don't even have like a viewfinder, so literally you can't look at what you're taking a
That's
picture of. You
awesome.
just
So you're
kind of like
bing, bing, boom,
grab
boom.
it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.